Alright, so it's a Tuesday right now. I've been driving since like 3 o'clock today. Normally I'd be in work, but I had a guy trying to come buy the car, so I was like trying to get home before he got home, so I left work early because I was gonna get the bill of sale and all that shit figured out. But he got cold feet right before he came up, or he was on the way, I don't know. And he decided not to do it, and I was like, bro, come on, man. I just wish he had like asked the questions that he was asking before he told me he was going to show up. And I'm like, bro, come on, man. But whatever, you can't be choosers. Beggars can't be choosers. Yeah. So I'm on my way home. I have like a 30-minute drive right now. I made a decent amount. I almost made like $60, which actually not really. It's pretty fucking slow. It's a Tuesday. I should have just went straight to Atlanta in all honesty, but I was like, well, maybe I can get a few rides. Um, where I'm staying at Marietta, but I got a few, but just nothing crazy. I met a few interesting people. I met a Lyft driver who had been doing it for like 7 years, and he only stopped because, yeah. But yeah, like, he was just putting me on game, bro. It was just such a wonderful, lucrative Lyft ride, because, like, I'm taking him home. He's just like, hey, man, so this is what I used to do. These are the places I used to go. And I'm like, oh, heard. And he was like, he used to do like the multi-app, so he was like full-time just Uber and Lyft. And he's like, the only reason he's where he's at now is because they kept giving him raises and stuff. And he only got the job to save up for another car so he could do Lyft and Uber and all that. But, yeah, I don't know, man. He was like, just stay with the rental because it's going to come out to be about the same. But I'm like, even with what he was telling me, he was like doing the multi-app, and it's like, I can't do that if I'm doing the rental program. I would still have to buy a car. So, I don't know, I'm just trying to put shit into perspective. Because right now, like, the goal is to enter the medical field. That is the number one goal. So, I'm thinking of, like, ways to do that in, like, a cost-effective way. Because, like, I can do this as, like, a job, like, lifting and stuff. But it's like, I'm not going to want to do this for the rest of my life. I don't want to, like, shuttle people around and, like, make small talk for tips. I'm not saying that like small talk is the worst, because sometimes it's like conversations are just interesting, and it's like, yeah, I like people, so yeah, I don't mind having conversations, but it's like they're just not all gonna be that. So I'm just trying to put shit into perspective on that, and like what I want my next moves to be, because like early this morning, I was sure I was gonna get a car. I was like, okay, no, this doesn't make sense to be paying this money up front every week and then doing it. But the issue is that I have a job that's not allowing me to like drive how I would need to drive in order to do this full time. And it's like ultimately I don't want the job that I have right now to be full time anymore, because yeah, I did a lot of work, busted my ass for some years to get to where I'm at in that job, like moving up to the front desk and all that, but now that I'm there, it's kind of the same shit that they were doing to me in the back. They're like, telling me to apply myself more. I'm like, I literally got this job and I'm doing what you told me. You guys just aren't really trying to train me on this. And the fact that they've also hired 3 other people for the position that was promised to me since I've moved up to this like phone sales position. I'm like so confused about the way that they handle things, but I don't know, I just being lied to directly to my face is annoying. Oh, and the saga of this job, I don't know, I think it just might need to come to an end. I think maybe I've worn out my welcome there, I don't know. But I'm like, I'm not doing what I want to be doing. Not that I know what I want to, well, I do know now, but, like, I know the work-life balance that I want. I know how much money I want to make. Like, that's the thing. The job is secondary. Because it's like, as long as I know the workflow, I'm pretty sure I'll figure it out. Yeah, just a lot rattling in my head. I've also had this just like, I don't know how to call it, just like a, so like, I grew up watching YouTube basically for as long as I could remember. I used to go to this like co-op for homeschoolers, which is basically like regular school, but you go like twice a week. Your teachers teach you, and then you go do the rest of the homework at home with your parents, and it's like quasi homeschool, quasi going to school. But it was like, anyways, I went to this co-op thing, and then one of the dudes there, he was like, "Have you heard of YouTube? It's got all this cool stuff on there." And I was like, "Oh, what?" So I go home and I look it up, and I put in U, T-U-B-E, U, the letter U, and it took me to this like plumbing site. And then I go back the next day, I'm like, "I don't know what you're talking about. It's plumbing." He's like, "No, it's Y-O-U," and I was like, "Oh." And then I went home, and then my life changed. And I was like, "This is what I want to do." I tried making videos, all that kind of shit. I was like, "This is it." But life and circumstances and like health reasons, and I just never really like pursued it. But like, I grew up watching like Fun for Louie, Jack Scap, Sarah Bosca, and I forget her friend. I don't remember the friend that Sarah Bosca had. I think they're like estranged now. I know they had some issues. They started the podcast. I think that was the end of it. Um, but I don't know. It's just like Sneeko. Sneeko was a big one too. And it's like, I look at my YouTube right now, and it's like, I just don't see anything I like. I don't see anyone creating content that I like. Like, Sneako's gone all political, and like, back in the day, he was, I don't know, I related a lot more with what he was saying, but I guess now that I'm like 31, I don't really need the content that he's creating, so like, going to his channel just seems, I don't know, I guess just like a bit childish. Because it's like, there's only so much rage baiting I can take. It's like, it's just not interesting to me, and that just seems like all the content that I see. What's his face? Drew Gooden just did a video on like ESPN reporting and how like it's just basically a sham. Almost there. Anyways, like, yeah, I'm like, I just can't go back to that. And I went and looked up Fun for Louie, and he's kind of doing some cool stuff. He's traveling somewhere on like on a on a moped, and I'm like, yeah, that's cool. But like, what about the rickshaw run, man? That was like seminal content. Like, that changed me. When I saw Jack's Cat, Fun for Louie, and like that whole crew do the whole fucking like rickshaw run, come on. Like, I was like, this is what I need to be doing. I wanted to travel. I wanted to see the world. Well, I would say I wanted to travel, but honestly, it was just more like the crew that I was into. You know, I almost saw an accident. That's why I don't like driving on the highway. That was like 2 seconds. And we got the fucking Corvette speeding up to it. But yeah, like, it's like, I feel like the content that I watched didn't really change with me, or maybe I've changed too much, and it's like I don't enjoy it. And then I also feel guilty now because I've noticed, I don't know, it's just where I'm at. But like, I feel, maybe not guilty isn't the word, I feel wrong because a lot of the YouTubers that I watch right now, they're actually female, and it's like, I feel like I'm like, I don't know. It's weird. I'm not like actively searching them out, but just the YouTubers that I actually do kind of still fuck with, they tend to be women. Like Emma Chamberlain, I just like her vibe. Sarah Bosca, I just like her vibe. I like the way she tells stories. Um, I was into Wild Geese. I forget her name. T1A/B. God, figuring out this highway. It's been very annoying, but I know it's going to be super rewarding. I was doing lifts in like Marietta where I live, around that area, and it's like, oh, I know where to get to things, and I can like not have to like worry about directions so much. And I was like, this is kind of fun. So, but yeah, so I'm like, I'm just watching like hella women now, and it's like I feel fine about it, but I'll just be like in my room, and I'm like, am I allowed to do this? don't know, I guess I'm in a way, I'm worried I'm, like, estranging myself from everybody more, because, like, I don't know, I just don't know how to talk to other dudes. I'm like, you're literally just not into what I'm into, probably. I had a, I could just turn this off. Yeah. Oh, did I just fuck up? That'd be funny if I fucked up live. Even though this is recorded. No, I think I'm good. Gosh. They're doing construction everywhere. Sometimes, like, whole highways. It'll just be like this one little corner on the road, and you just gotta know that it's there. I'm like, how can you bottleneck this shit so bad? It makes everything difficult. Like, as a Lyft driver, you have to, like, drive around that shit, so. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just trying to come to terms with that. I feel like a poser for some reason. I always have like that, like imposter syndrome. So it's just that, just different, and it sounds so stupid now that I'm saying it out loud. But oh, I listen to a lot of women. What's going on with me? Oh, what do you mean I don't get down listening to Hamza anymore? And he's telling me to like not jerk off and stuff. I went down a pretty deep Hamza hole. Male self-embetterment type shit. It was a little period, but it was like, hey, help me get through some stuff. It was one little blip on a very long path of finding myself. It was like Hamza, then I started getting into like detachment theory, and then I was getting into like, bro, come on, dude. Come on, bro. Everyone just wants to be in front. That's it. That's their only thought. They're like, can I get in front of you? Cool. They don't think about safety or anything until the last possible second. Yeah. So, yeah. Yesterday was trash. Monday, because it's like I had a flat tire yesterday. So it's like I'm trying to make up for yesterday. Because last week I was a day short, and I was like $100 short. So I'm like, it almost exactly added up. And I'm like, what if I didn't have a job to go to and I didn't have to worry about sitting there and falling asleep? Because it's like I do all this. What if I wake up, get the money, in the morning, go home, clock in, sit down in a chair for 8 hours, answer like 15 phone calls, get bitched at by someone will come over and complain about something, someone who makes more money than me probably, and I'll sit there and be like, oh wow, I see, yeah, that's pretty trash, man. I wouldn't do that either. Type shit. But I digress. I don't know. I'd like to find someone that creates content like I do, but then ultimately I'm like, would I even watch? I'm like, the content that I create is so niche. I mean, I fuck with it. I'm hard pressed to think that anybody else is really gonna fuck with it. And the ones that do, if they do, they're probably gonna be pretty fucking weird, like me, like just very off center, I guess. Like, just I know what I am, I guess. I was talking with these people in my Lyft earlier today, and I don't know, it just somehow came up. I was like, they asked me if I was from around here, and I was like, yes, no, because like I have to say that every time. Because if I say yes, they're like, well, why don't you know the roads? But I don't know. They were like, because I had missed a turn. I was like, yes, I'm from around here, but I was like super sheltered, so it's like I always have to have that conversation. And then one of the women who was in the car, is a woman and a dude. She's like, well, do you have an example of that? I was like, oh yeah. And so I brought up the IT crowd, and I was like, obviously they haven't heard of it. No one's ever heard of the IT crowd. No one I know has ever seen the IT crowd. Like Richard Ayoade, I don't know, his performance in that show just like spoke to me as a kid, because it's like I was black and nerdy, and it's like I was struggling to find anybody who looked like me who I could like fucking connect with and like look up to that wasn't like a rapper, because that's all that we were seeing when I was growing up. So when I saw him, I was just like, oh, I can be this and like be nerdy and like still be liked, and it's okay. Like I had a poster of him on my wall for a minute, and I was like, yeah, I totally relate with this. That show is just phenomenal. I think the very first episode has one of the funniest bits I've ever seen in any television show ever. It's like the first or second. It's what the main boss, the original boss, hilarious. Just comedy gold. 10 out of 10. Anytime that original boss is on screen, I was laughing. The second guy, again, iconic, just different iconic. Like he's well known in his own right now. I don't know his full name, but I know his face. But like he's well known in his own right now. But golly, he had big shoes to fill, and that guy wasn't even on screen that long. Like he just ate the part up. And like even another favorite scene, and I've seen like interviews about it and like how it came about. But there's a scene where these guys are like trying to defuse a bomb, and they have to call tech support for Windows because the Windows on the bomb defusal unit is like fucking up. So they call the Windows like hotline that's like on the disposal bomb like RC car thing. And this like French dude picks it up and he's like, and it's just the most funniest shit in the world to me. I don't know why. I just find it hilarious. And like the cannibal episode and the smoking episode, and it's just an amazing show, man. I want more people to see it, and I want to like be able to talk to people about it. Or like Doctor Who. Like none of my friends watch Doctor Who. I love my friends, but they don't watch Doctor Who, man. That's like corny shit to them. And yes, it's hella corny, but that's why I love it. Like after you get connected with a character like that, after a minute, they kind of can't really do any wrong. like David Tennant, come on. Anytime David Tennant is on screen, it's like you just gotta watch. He's just a good actor. Throw him in motherfucking space and add Billy Piper in the mix too, bro. Come on. The Bad Wolf storyline, please. I lived for that as a kid. Like that was my life. The Day of the Doctor, like Doctor Who was my shit. I think Capaldi probably ultimately ruined it for me because it's like he was just better at like one-off stories, I feel. And when they gave him the full series, I feel like he kind of went downhill because like what's his name? Stephen Moffat. Is Moffat's the writer and Capaldi is the actor. Anyways, basically David Tennant was perfect as far as doctors go. Matt Smith is a close second. Actually, I'm sorry. For me, it goes Christopher, David, Matt. Everybody else is kind of in the same boat. But yeah, Christopher, David, Matt. Because Christopher, you get the Bad Wolf story, and you also get to meet Rose Tyler. And like seeing Rose go through that transition where she had to like learn the new doctor was hard. Because it's like I went through that with her. I got connected with Christopher, and I was like, oh, they're gonna get rid of that? Like I'm like, this guy is but I'm like, I was so upset. Let me just turn this. There we go. Alright, shut it. Okay. But yeah, I was like so fucking upset when I saw that, like growing up. I was like, I don't want to do this. Like I was ready to turn it off. And like Rose is crying, I'm crying. And then we got to learn the new doctor with Rose, and then just fall in love with his character and how he does stuff. And he kind of comes on just fucking wreck shit up. like, yeah, it's corny as hell. He's fighting some like random alien monster that honestly in like the whole zeitgeist of Doctor Who didn't really ultimately lead to anything, but the way that David Tennant just played the role was just perfect in my opinion. And Christopher, I just like the way he does stuff. I don't think there's an episode of Christopher Eccleston. I don't remember I don't want to say his name wrong, but I don't think he has a bad episode in my mind. I don't think he has a bad episode. Tennant has probably got a few, and by bad, probably just weaker, because I feel like Christopher and David, their lowest or like my least favorite episodes are still probably better than my favorite episodes of like Matt Smith. Because now it's like I really don't go back to Matt Smith. He was my first Doctor, but I don't know. It was just, I feel like he was written in a way where they made him seem so like grandiose and like extra and like greater than life, greater than life, and we just weren't seeing him do a lot of cool shit. Like, there's one episode I guess in particular that stands out. I don't remember the name of it, but it's Matt Smith, it's Clara. I don't know. I say Clara because that's how he said it. Look, Strode, Admiral Fizz to it. That's a different episode. That's with Amy Blunt and Rory. That's the astronaut. I love Doctor Who, man. One day I'll get to flex the muscle and like geek out over it with someone. That would be nice, but. Oh man, my back hurts. But yeah, the episode where I was like, okay, this is kind of a lot. I guess there's a few. But it was Clara, and he's riding a motorcycle on the side of a building. I don't remember why. I think this was like the lame episode where like everybody got uploaded to like some sort of like Wi-Fi cloud. And I was like, this is stupid. But he like rides up a building on a motorcycle. I'm like, this is kind of stupid. Like, it was just the dumbest thing in the world to me. And I was like, I love this show, but I cannot recommend this episode to anybody. And I feel like Clara also didn't really do much. I mean, it's like she was trying to fill in the shoes after Amy and like Rory, and it's like, come on. Yeah, she had big shoes to fill. She might have been hotter. But, I'm sorry. Karen Gillan, ride or die. Karen Gillan is the only companion for me. I don't give a fuck. Rose Tyler, I would love to say she's my companion, but that would never happen. She's the bad wolf, bro. She would never be my companion. I couldn't take her away from the Doctor. Come on. But Amy, hell yeah. Fuck the Doctor. I'll take Amy any day. When I say she was hot, I'm just saying at the time. At the time, I was like, ooh, Clara's hot. And then I started watching what she was doing, and I was like, I don't like Clara. That episode where she, like, steals the Doctor's key and is, like, exploding him or whatever and throwing him in the lava, that was when I was like, what? What is happening right now? What is Clara doing, man? Just so many good episodes to just think about and talk about. But I digress. I want to be a billionaire so fucking bad. Anyways, I just realized I think I still have my food in my bag and it's been sitting there all day, so I should probably heat that up again. Fuck up. Yeah, I'm just trying to make this job as easy as possible for myself in the future. The more I learn these roads, the better. force myself to get on the highway and whatnot. Learn this car, when to accelerate type shit. Gosh, when I say my back is back running, it's fucking Alright, there we go. Oh, so yeah, almost home. Made like $50 today. Well, closer to 60, but still, chump change. I need to do that 3 days in a row, and then I basically got the car paid off. And after that, I'm good. I was so set to have this week go really great, and then that flat tire really just fucked things up. But swings and roundabouts. I paid for the extra insurance, so. I don't know. I want to believe what that guy's saying and just do it. I think, I don't know, I might quit my job and ask to borrow money to go to phlebotomy school so I can just get that started, because it's like as soon as I'm in there and working, I'm making more money. And then it's like, that's just a career. I could have a career in a pretty short time. It's like, cool. I could take blood. I really don't mind. I've always been the dude who just doesn't give a fuck about that shit. The amount of times I've been pricked in my arms and like had needles in me as a kid just because I had like Crohn's and MRSA and all that kind of stuff going on. Just kind of a weekly thing for a minute. As much as I hate to say it, but it's just sort of what it was. But yeah, I think I might do that, go to phlebotomy, and then try to go to dental, because it's like I can get phlebotomy, and then I'm making more money, and then I can use the money that I get from phlebotomy to go to dental. Or maybe I go phlebotomy, and then I see another path while I'm in phlebotomy to just continue in that way, and I don't do dental at all, but I would like to do dental. It just seems like that the work-life balance that I like, and looking at all the jobs I've had and stuff like that, and what I actually gravitate to. So I'm looking at the salary and like the day-to-day of the job and like what people complain about. So I'm like, what are the downsides of this job? That's what I'm looking at. I look up like job prospects and shit like that. So make sure I'm like not trying to go into a field that's gonna possibly like collapse. Like even like Lyft, like this might end someday. Like I go to the city, I see a lot more Waymos and shit like that. So I'm just trying to see every single avenue that I can and like use whatever information I can to like make good decisions. So. Type shit. Yeah, that was like a 30-minute thing. That would probably been like 40 minutes if I had taken the back roads. I would have had a lot more fun driving, but time is of the essence and money needs to be made. I'll be driving for leisure once I own my car and I'm not doing Lyft. But for now, I get to have fun moments in between rides. Just hear blaring music on the way to someone. I pull up on the scene, high as fuck, and I swindle. Wait, no, what is it? I pulled up on this bitch on accident, and I swindle her. The line goes too hard, bro. So yeah, I'm thinking about a lot. There's a lot that could happen. And I want to be like out there all this weekend, but my friend is having a B-Day party, so I will gladly miss it. Not her party, miss getting a little bit of money, because it's like I would much rather be there for that. My friends are just, I really fuck with my friends, man. I hate that I was in my head for all those years and I'd be around them and I had to like drink to like be social and I wasn't myself how I am now around them. But live and you learn, and it's like they accepted me through all of that. I honestly couldn't ask for better friends. I literally couldn't. I judge every single person that I meet off of 3 people I know. They're in the friend group. There's 3 specific friends in the friend group that I actually base everyone I meet off of. Maybe I'll tell them one day, but I don't know. This is best friends, girlfriends, romantic interests, people I don't like. It's just anything. It's all put through the sieve of these 3 people because they mean that much to me. So, but yeah, money.